You don't really know who you are, do you? Not the version you show at work, not the one you post online, not even the one you let cry in the shower. I'm talking about the part of you that went quiet years ago, the version of you that used to dream, scream, question, create, the one that still wakes up in your chest at 3 a.m. asking, is this it? Is this who I've become? You keep performing, smiling when you want to scream, agreeing when your soul rebels, pleasing everyone but yourself. This isn't self-control, it's self-erasure. And the worst part, you've gotten so good at pretending, you forgot it was pretend. They told you to grow up, to act normal, to be reasonable. So you started suppressing the wildness, the wonder, the weight of your questions. You started managing your emotions, diluting your truths, and mimicking what everyone else called success. That's how you learned to wear the mask, not the Halloween kind. The mask of I'm fine, the mask of sure, let's do it your way, the mask of the good child, the reliable worker, the understanding partner. But behind that mask, something fractured. Carl Jung called it the persona, the social self crafted for approval. But he warned, the more we identify with it, the more we lose the self, the unfiltered, untamed, undomesticated you. We started believing our mask is who we are. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us aren't fighting for freedom. We're hiding from it. Real freedom terrifies us. It means accountability, rejection, loneliness. So instead, we choose the prison that feels safe, the performance that wins applause. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who resisted Hitler until it cost him his life, warned us. Stupidity isn't a lack of intelligence. It's a surrender of conscience, a decision to let others think for you, a decision to comply, conform, collapse. You think you're being kind, you're just being erased. Some deaths happen without funerals, like the death of your voice after years of staying silent, the death of your joy after decades of playing it safe, the death of your vision the moment you said, maybe I'm just not meant for more. We bury these bodies in our nervous systems, in tight shoulders, in stomach ulcers, in tired eyes that forget what aliveness even felt like. Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. But what if your why was never yours? What if it was planted in you by teachers, parents, society, then reinforced every time you betrayed yourself to fit in? You're not weak. You're grieving. Grieving the version of you that never got to live. You're praised for being strong, but that strength, it's just a well-polished survival mechanism. Strength is what you built when nobody showed up, when being vulnerable was dangerous, when expressing yourself led to punishment, mockery, or abandonment. So you armored up. You became competent, quiet, calm. You made your pain digestible for others. You learned to cry in private and smile in public. That's not strength. That's isolation dressed up as nobility. Plato warned us over 2,000 years ago. Imagine people trapped in a cave from birth. All they see are shadows on a wall. That becomes their reality. One escapes, sees the real world, and returns to tell the others. They don't celebrate him. They try to kill him because truth is uncomfortable. You're in that cave now, watching shadows, expectations, labels, status, likes, job titles. But you've started noticing something. The shadows don't satisfy anymore. Psychologists call it fawning. When we people please to avoid rejection, it's not weakness, it's trauma. It's your nervous system screaming, keep them happy so you stay safe. But here's the trap. Every time you abandon yourself to protect the connection, you reinforce the belief that you are unworthy without performance. This is how burnout happens. Not just at work, in life, in relationships, in your identity. You don't need rest. You need resurrection. Machiavelli said rulers rise not because they're wise, but because they're strategic. The world often rewards manipulation over honesty, control over compassion, and somewhere deep inside you learn that being real doesn't work. So you tried being clever, adaptive, likable, but power without authenticity feels like poison. And influence without integrity, it rots you from within. You're tired because you're carrying a mask that was never yours. You think it's too late. Too late to change. Too late to speak up. Too late to dream. But that's the lie your silence tells you to keep you safe. You don't need to become someone new. You need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be, before the fear, before the shame, before you decided survival was more important than truth. You are not broken. You are buried. Waking up is messy. It feels like anger, tears, restlessness, confusion. But that's just the self pushing through the wreckage of the performance. You'll question everything: your job, your relationships, your habits, your dreams. And some people won't like the new you because the old you made their lives easier. But that discomfort, it's proof you're becoming. Start small. Say no when you mean it. Speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. Choose silence when it's nourishing, not when it's cowardice. And when they say you've changed, smile. Because you have. You stopped living to be liked. You started living to be whole. So here's your mirror. You've played the role long enough. You've worn the mask until it fused to your face. But beneath it, there's a voice that never left, a pulse that still beats, a self that refuses to die. It's time, not to be perfect, but to be real. Let the lie go. Begin again, this time as you.